So the number one question I get when people come here to the Lakewood Ranch area is where to start. There's so many different communities here in Lakewood Ranch, and there's a lot to know about the area. So education is key when people come here to the Lakewood Ranch area. So in this video, I'm going to go over the top things that people want to know when you come to Lakewood Ranch. Hello, it's MarkBoehmig, Michael Saunders and Company. In this channel, Living in Lakewood Ranch, we cover all the areas around Lakewood Ranch, from Bradenton down to Sarasota and Siesta Key to Anna Maria Island. So the other day, we had Christine from the Lakewood Ranch Information Center come to our sales meeting, and she brought along some really good statistics that I thought I'd share with you today, because some of these I was not aware of, and there's a couple here at the very end that I was amazed that that's the way it was, but when I verified the figures on my own, she was correct. So let's take a look at what all they had to say when they came to the office. So right now in the Lakewood Ranch area, there are 95 different residential opportunities. Now, granted, some of those are apartment and rental homes or complexes, but a majority of those are going to be neighborhoods that are positioned throughout the Lakewood Ranch area, as you can see from this map. How big is Lakewood Ranch? Well, right now, as of this taping here in January of 2025, we encompass about 50 square miles. We have 36,000 homes. Now, those are door fronts, so that is going to include apartments as well as ownership residences. How big are we as far as number of people? Well, our population right now runs about 73,000 people that call Lakewood Ranch home. Our median age is 53. Now, when I came here about 10 years ago, it was 47. A couple of years after that, it went to 49, and now we're at 53. So as I'm aging, so is the population here in Lakewood Ranch. Average household income, $162,000 a year, and 75% of the residences are college educated. Now, right now on our map, we have slated for about 55 new homes in the northeast section. So this top part that has just expanded over State Road 64 is Palm Grove. Now, that's going to be a Neal community. And then just to the south and east of that is Saddlestone. Now, that's going to be by D.R. Horton. And we don't know if they're going to subdivide that out like they did in Star Farms and invite other builders to participate in that community, but that's who's going to be developing it. And right below that is the new Del Webb community that's already under construction. And of course, those homes are built by Pulte. And then just below that one is the new Calusa Country Club, which is a Lennar community. So that will be a golf course community, very similar to Lakewood National. As a matter of fact, the entrance is going to be right across the street from the rear exit of Lakewood National. Well, right now we are as far south as Fruitville. And from the end of Lorraine Road at Fruitville, it is 3.4 miles until you get to the neighborhood of Monterey. Now, Monterey is by Toll Brothers. And the reason I point this out, because I think the new expansion is going to be coming down here in the near future. Now, this is at Fruitville, and this is going to be to the east of Lorraine Road, and Bourneside is probably going to connect into this area in the future. But right now, we don't have all the details that are associated with this part of the expansion, if it does indeed happen. Now, besides that, one of the things that she told us that I thought was very interesting was that 63% of Lakewood Ranch is now sold out. So that leaves us about 37% to go. And she also said that new home sales accounted for 69% of all the sales for Lakewood Ranch in 2024. And I thought that would be very hard for me to believe because of all the resales that we have going on. But what I did was I ran the statistics. So she told us that there was a total of 2,210 homes that were sold that were new construction last year. So I went into the MLS. I outlined the map of Lakewood Ranch, as you saw from the map here. And then I took all the sales that had happened that were not new construction, and that number came out to 1,075. So when I totaled those up and divided it into the number that she provided, she was very accurate. I came up with about 68%. So I'm sure there's some anomalies there at work that gives it skewed just 1% one way or the other, but 69% is quite a lot of homes that are new construction that are being sold. Now, we can't go directly to the developers at each one of them and ask them how many homes they sold in the previous year. They probably wouldn't give us that information, but they do provide that to the Lakewood Ranch Information Center, because all the builders have to be registered and approved by Lakewood Ranch. So as a new development comes on, it goes through the Lakewood Ranch process to get approval. And then there's certain stipulations that they have in order to be able to build here in Lakewood Ranch. And one of those stipulations is that if a buyer goes into the Lakewood Ranch Information Center with their agent, then they can fill out a form that aligns the agent and the buyer together. And then all they do is just hand that form to the builder on any of these subdivisions that they go into, and they don't have to re-register in every single place to go. So it's a central registration place to be able to align yourself with your real estate agent. So speaking of that, if you do find yourself coming here to the Lakewood Ranch area, I'd be more than happy to show you around the communities. There is a lot to choose from. And I also have broken down by price segments, say 300 to 500, 500 to 700, 7 to a million, then over a million, of what neighborhoods fall into those price ranges. And I'll leave that in a link in the description below. So if you'd like to see that, you can have access to that as well. So let me show you one other thing that I think you might find helpful. I have this Lakewood Ranch guide uploaded as a flip book so that you can see all the new home communities, everything that's going to be going on here in Lakewood Ranch, and it gives you a great overview of everything that we have here in Lakewood Ranch. So I will put a link to that down in the description below, and if you'd like to get a look at the Lakewood Ranch guide, it'll be there for your viewers. So let me point you in the direction of this video here. This is going to be the market update for Lakewood Ranch, and I think you might find that interesting, where our numbers ended at 2024. Mark Boehmig, Michael Saunders and Company.